2025 is the year that I'm getting into the best shape of my life. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of the above. 2025 is our year. So in this video, I'm going to break down all of the habits, routines, and mindset shifts that I'm going to be putting into place this year to completely transform my life, my body, my health, and then after that, how everything else will fall into line. If you're also on a fitness or growth journey in 2025, make sure to comment and let me know what your goals are for this year, and subscribe to stick around for more videos and inspiration like this. My fitness goals for this year are similar to ones that I've had in the past, but the difference that I'm making this year is my discipline. One of my biggest issues that I have struggled with in the past is following my goals when I was motivated and not when I had no motivation. This is why it took so long for me to lose any weight and for me to accomplish any of my other goals, and why a lot of the goals that I still had for last year, the year before, I did not achieve when I wanted to or at all. So a common theme that you will see in all of my videos that I'm talking about is discipline, and that is the biggest change that I'm making for myself this year. Making myself practice discipline in every different situation in my life, everything that I do, because if you only do things when you're motivated, it's not going to be every single time that it needs to be done in order to reach your goals. In order to reach your goals, you need to be consistent, and motivation is not always consistent. Discipline is huge, and if you can master discipline, it will help you in so many areas of your life, if not all areas of your life. So when I talk about some of my fitness goals for the year, they're kind of broad, but more so I want to actually follow through with them, because these are goals that I've said in the past for 2023, 2024, things that I've always kind of wanted to do in a lifestyle I've always wanted to have, but I guess I just didn't want it bad enough, or I didn't have the discipline to put it into effect. And that is one thing that I have already been working on, and I've already made the change a lot this year. As I'm filming this, it is currently February 7th, so I've had all of January to kind of work on my New Year's goals and what I want to put into effect, and the routines and habits and everything for this year. And so far I've done pretty well, but not as well as I want to for the entire year. Over the last year, I've lost a little bit over 40 pounds, and that is a journey that I'm still on, still trying to lose a little bit more weight, but lately I've been trying to not focus as much on the number and more so on getting my body into a state where I feel comfortable and healthy in my body. And I think especially with spring and summer coming up, I want to feel comfortable in my own body and my clothes and what I'm wearing, and not feel insecure all the time like I have in the past. So I've been focusing on that more than worrying about losing a certain number of pounds or something like that. Just getting my body to a place where I feel healthy, I look healthy, and I feel comfortable and secure in my body. So to go along with that, part of my New Year's resolution or my 2025 goals is to obviously work out consistently, move my body every day, but I also told myself that I really wanted to try some new workouts and workout classes. And what I've been doing lately is trying different classes through ClassPass. This is not sponsored at all. I've just been loving ClassPass, and I've been telling all of my friends and family about it. I don't know why I always thought it was just for people in like big cities. I always see influencers and other content creators talking about ClassPass, and it's always people that live in New York or big cities like that, and I live in a very small town. But I just recently downloaded the app and looked around to see if there were any options in my area, and there are a ton of classes and different things in the area that I can do with ClassPass. And it's really cool because I do have a couple of gym memberships, so I didn't want to be paying a lot per month or anything like that, but you can choose how much you want to pay per month, and then with that you'll decide how many credits you get, and then you'll use maybe 2 or 3 credits per workout class. So like right now I'm only paying I think $19 a month, and then I get so many credits, and so I can try a Pilates class this week and maybe a yoga class next week, or even back to back. You can do it whenever you want to. It's so fun and so easy, and it's really cool to be able to try different classes at different places and meet different people, and it's really made me get out of my comfort zone and do things that I would not have done in the past. I was already so proud of myself when I went to my first Pilates class last month because I had to go by myself. It was a bunch of people that I didn't know, a place I had never been to, and it was so fun. I was so glad that I went. Pilates was one thing that I really wanted to try this year, so I was so excited to do that. But regardless, it's a really cool tool to be able to try different classes and figure out different things that you like instead of just going to the gym or lifting. So that is something I've been loving lately as well. I also got a walking pad recently, and I have a standing desk for working from home because I work remotely. So that is something I literally just got, so I haven't really put that into use yet, but that's something I plan on doing as well to work on trying to get to 10,000 steps a day at least. I think that will be especially useful for the days that I don't go to the gym or like my rest days. Another big thing for me is eating at home, eating healthy consistently, and eating whole foods that are not processed. I have a huge sweet tooth, so I am definitely very bad about giving into cravings and snacking a lot, and I will be really good about meal prepping and eating really good for about a week or two, and then I kind of fall off. But I want to really work on consistently eating healthier, and I know everybody says that once you start cutting out those processed foods that you don't even want them anymore anyways, because your body doesn't crave them anymore once they're out of your system, and you know that they're not good for you and they're just high processed sugars, and they're gonna hurt your progress. You're not even gonna want them. And so I'm really just trying to get to that point where I don't want them anymore. And I can say I have seen a difference. I do still have a little bit of a sweet tooth, especially at night, but I've been substituting better options instead of having like the highly processed stuff. Halo Top has some really good, I think cake batter is a flavor I have right now, and like the entire thing is like 350 calories and like 30 grams of protein. So say that you had a huge sweet tooth and you wanted to sit and eat that whole thing, that's not going to ruin your progress at all, and most likely like I'm not going to eat that whole thing anyways. So that is a really good option for when I have a sweet tooth. I've also been, I actually have some right here. My boyfriend got me these mini rice cakes, and these are so good. So I've been eating these a lot too. I'll try to link these also because I have been ordering them from Amazon. They're so good, and this bag is only 90 calories. And that is also really good for helping with my sweet tooth. Another thing that kind of goes hand in hand with the healthy eating is drinking more water. I'm really bad about my water, even though I have plenty of cups and Stanleys and any kind of brand that you can imagine. I probably have it. I am really bad about that, so I've been trying to be a lot more intentional about drinking my water. I really like lemon water, so if I have a little bit of lemon and ice in there, I am definitely more likely to drink it also. But with working from home, I've been getting up right away every day. When I get up, I'm going and filling up an ice water so that I can sip on it as I'm getting ready, and it's not later in the day when I start to think about, oh, I need to go get some water. Like, I'm right away, have been on top of it lately, so that is definitely a big improvement. I feel like every topic and goal that I'm bringing up here, I'm saying is something I really struggle with, but I guess it makes sense, and that's why it's a goal and something I need to work on. But my sleep, I am a night owl, but my goal has always been to be a morning person. And there was a really good phase of my life where at one of my past jobs, when I was working with a lot of my friends, we would get up super early, go to the gym every day for like a few months straight. We were doing this, like we were at the gym at 5. and I think it helped because I was also kind of getting to work at 6:45. I did not struggle with it. Once I got into the routine of it and I knew I had to be somewhere and I was meeting somebody, I was like held accountable and I couldn't just snooze and roll over and go back to bed. So I know that I'm capable of it, and I think about that all the time because right now it's so hard for me to get up early. I also struggle because I'm kind of in this cycle where I sleep in because I'm tired, and then I stay up late because I feel guilty for not accomplishing enough throughout the day. So then it's the same cycle over and over because I was up late, I need to sleep in more the next day, and then it's the same thing over and over. So definitely prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of sleep every day is super important, and I know that it's important for a lot of different reasons, not just for me being tired. I recently found this quote that I have been thinking about and reminding myself every day. I honestly need to write it down or like make it my wallpaper or something, but the quote is, "You are a reflection of your habits, not your goals." And honestly, that really hit me. When I first heard that, I kind of just like stared at the screen for a minute because I was so taken aback by that, because for so long I've been this super driven, motivated person, and I love anything about goal setting, planning, etc., but I didn't have the discipline. So I kind of felt like I was faking it. Like it was kind of this like not imposter syndrome, but like I couldn't even feel like I could tell people that I loved that kind of stuff because I wasn't a reflection of that. I wasn't getting up early or doing all those kinds of things, even though those were my goals and that was what I was excited about and passionate about. I wasn't doing it because I didn't have the discipline. And therefore, I was a reflection of my habits. So in that sense, when you're thinking about the quote, like whatever your goals are, people don't really always see that when they're looking at you because you're a reflection of your habits and what you do on a daily basis. So if your goals are going to the gym at 6 a.m. every day, but you're sleeping in until noon, people don't know that, people don't see that, and it's not a reflection of who you are. And so that really like hit me good. And so I've been thinking about that a lot lately, especially when I don't have the motivation and I need to be disciplined. It also really ties in to the idea of showing up as the person that you want to be, which is something that I've been talking about so much lately and really believe in. I think that you start acting as the version of yourself that you want to be and start doing everything that you think that person would do or that version of yourself would do, it makes sense, because if you are doing all of those habits that that person would do, you are becoming that person. You are reflecting that version of yourself. And so they really go hand in hand. And I think that's kind of the code to getting to where you want to be. I think that, it's really hard to practice discipline. And I know it's hard for a lot of people, but it really just, at the end of the day, boils down to how bad you want it and what you want out of life, because I want so much more than what my life is right now. Even though my life is amazing right now, I know that I want so much more and I'm meant for so much more. And I think that whatever it is in the back of your head that you know that you want and your goals are and you strive for, you wouldn't be thinking about that if it wasn't possible for you and if it wasn't meant for you. You are 100% capable of whatever you want. You just have to be disciplined enough to actually make it happen. And I know that's much easier said than done, but what it comes down to is hard work, discipline, and getting to that point of becoming, and not even becoming, but acting as that version of yourself that you want to be. You are essentially becoming that version of yourself, whether you realize it or not. Another little quote or phrase that I've really been reminding myself a lot of lately is, done is better than perfect. I, in my head, am very much a perfectionist, and I think a lot of things I've always put off because I didn't think I could do it perfectly, or I thought I could do it better at another time, but doing it and just getting it done is so much better than doing it perfect, because if you keep putting it off and waiting till the perfect moment, that may never come. A really good example of something would be posting YouTube videos, because I've had this camera for over 2 years now, and just since the beginning of this year, I've been posting consistently because I have for so long thought that I could get better at editing or better at filming or this and that. I am not going to be a full-time content creator or YouTuber if I'm not posting. But now that I'm posting, that can easily come and happen to me. And having that mindset is so important, because even just me posting and believing that this video or the next video can be the one that blows up and gets me thousands of subscribers and supporters, and you just don't know. But if I were to wait more months and months to post, it can't happen. So having it done and not being the perfect video is even better, because it gives me the opportunity to keep posting and learning and growing and learning how to edit better every time I post a new video and things like that, because it gives you the opportunity to grow and figure out what you're doing because you are doing it. You're not putting it off and waiting for the perfect moment. The last thing I'm going to include in this video is some things I've been doing just to make life easier on myself and setting myself up for success in the next day or the next week to come. I'm a paper planner type of person, so I every Sunday write out my week in my planner, and then any like big events I'll put in my phone calendar too. But I write everything out. I'll plan out my content and my YouTube video for the week that I want to post, so that I know throughout the week this is what I need to film. I personalized my planner this year, so I have a whole section dedicated to planning out my content. I can show you guys if you want to see, but I sometimes plan out specifically like short form videos that I want to post on TikTok or Shorts, but I always do the YouTube video that I want to post for the week, because that takes a lot longer to plan, film, and edit. So I usually post on Sundays, so I have the whole week to kind of figure that out and get it ready and filmed and edited. I also will try to figure out what kind of workouts I'm going to do throughout the week. If I have any days planned that I'm going to go with my friend, any classes planned or scheduled. One of my gyms also has classes that I can go to as well, so sometimes I'll write those in there so that I know that they're options and like when they would be and when I can go. The next thing is planning your outfits the night before, even if it's just to work from home, to go to work, to go wherever you need to go in the morning. Set your outfit out the night before so that you don't have to spend that extra amount of time in the morning figuring out what you want to wear. Especially for the gym, I always overcomplicate what I'm going to wear to the gym. It takes away so much of my time in the morning when I'm trying to figure out my outfit. That is something that helps for sure. I love using a habit tracker. I think that is something that's really cool to keep yourself accountable and also kind of track your growth and your consistency. I have one in my planner, but there's also a really cool one. I'm gonna link it down below. It's the Sad to Savage one. I follow her on TikTok, the girl that made it, and she's super awesome. And so she sells the habit tracker that she made on Amazon, so you can fill in whatever habits you want to include for the week or the month. I think this also is a great way to have a little reminder of some of the things that you want to work on and accomplish on a daily basis that you might forget about. I think habit trackers are also really helpful for breaking down your long-term goals and figuring out what kind of things you need to accomplish on a daily or weekly basis in order to reach your long-term goals, and then making sure that you are doing those things when they need to be done in order to reach those goals. Another thing I would say about making things easier is meal prepping. I don't necessarily meal prep like meals, but I would recommend prepping your ingredients. So if you're going to buy fruit from the store, wash it and cut it up so that you can easily eat it. Or if you are going to school or work or things like that and it is easier for you to meal prep, do whatever makes sense for you and what is going to make you the most successful. Obviously, I work from home, so meal prepping, I mean, I guess it could be helpful, but for me, I like to have like chicken already prepped and cooked so that I can put a meal together, but I don't have to have the same meal every day, if that makes sense. 2025 is all about achieving our goals and really just stepping into that highest, best version of ourselves. So make sure you like, comment, and stick around to make sure that you're always tuned in when I have new videos up like this and we can keep each other motivated and accountable. Let me know what kind of other content you want to see, what other things you want me to talk about, anything you want to hear from me, let me know. know down below. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends or people that you know that are also on a similar journey or might benefit from this kind of content as well, and I will see you in the next one.